Greetings from our previous video, in which I promised to present an extraordinary technique for successfully reversing diabetes using all natural methods. It is imperative that you watch this entire video attentively, as it contains life-saving information. These strategies must be practiced in consultation with your healthcare professional, and you should obtain test results to validate their effectiveness. Intermittent fasting strategy. Intermittent fasting, involves scheduling periods of time during which you refrain from eating. Popular fasting durations include 16, 24, and 36 hours. For instance, a 16-hour fast means abstaining from food intake from 7 p.m. until 11 a.m. the next day, and then consuming meals within an 8-hour window, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Why choose intermittent fasting for managing type 2 diabetes? When we eat, our bodies store food energy in the form of glucose and body fat. However, during fasting, the body naturally utilizes these stored energy sources, leading to the burning of blood sugar and body fat for energy. Is it safe? Yes. Fasting provides the body with a natural pause from eating, which is why it is called break fast. Fasting has been practiced safely and effectively worldwide for thousands of years. If you take any medications, particularly insulin, consult your doctor before starting. Benefits. Intermittent fasting offers numerous established health advantages, including weight loss, improved blood glucose levels, reduced fatty liver, improved cholesterol profile, increased energy levels, enhanced concentration, and reduced bloating. Who should avoid fasting? Pregnant or breastfeeding women, underweight individuals, and those with eating disorders should consult their physician before attempting fasting. How do I begin? Start with a 12-hour fast by consuming 3 meals a day and eliminating snacks. Gradually increase the fasting duration to 16 hours. During the fasting period, avoid all food items, including snacks, fruits, biscuits, and alcohol. However, you may continue taking medications, vitamins, and supplements. Can I drink while fasting? Yes, but only if the beverages contain no calories. Water, tea, herbal tea, clear broth, and coffee are permissible. Avoid juices, sodas, sugary drinks, and diet beverages. Will I experience hunger? It is possible, but the sensation will subside as your body taps into its energy stores, blood glucose and body fat. Sip a cup of hot tea slowly, and by the time you finish, the hunger pangs will likely have diminished. The phenomenon observed in diabetes is that it is often characterized as a chronic condition. This pattern is consistent across various studies, and individuals who have taken medications experience similar effects. Initially, as medication is taken, blood sugar levels tend to decrease. However, over time, the effectiveness of the medication diminishes. Consequently, individuals find themselves needing to increase their medication dosage. This pattern holds true regardless of the specific drug used. Whether it's metformin, Glide, or rosiglitazone, the initial positive impact lasts for approximately 6 months. After this period, blood sugar levels gradually rise, leading to the need for additional medications. This is a common progression experienced by many individuals who have lived with diabetes for extended periods, ranging from 10 to 15 years. Starting with metformin, the medication regimen may progress to include metformin and glib, followed by 3 or 4 different agents. Eventually, a small amount of insulin becomes necessary, and as time passes, higher doses of insulin are required. The severity of an individual's diabetes can be assessed by considering their medication intake. Those on minimal metformin have a milder form of diabetes, while those relying heavily on insulin demonstrate a more severe case. Contrary to popular belief, despite fluctuations in blood sugar levels, the overall progression of diabetes worsens over the years. This can be confusing because many people equate blood sugar levels with diabetes itself, but in reality, they are separate entities. The underlying issue in diabetes is insulin resistance, which deteriorates over time. High blood sugar levels are merely symptoms of this insulin resistance, not the disease itself. An apt analogy can be drawn to an infection. The infection represents the disease, while the accompanying fever is a symptom. Treating the infection with antibiotics addresses the actual disease, rather than solely targeting the fever. The same principle applies to diabetes. Insulin resistance constitutes the disease, while high blood sugar is a symptom. Unfortunately, current treatments predominantly focus on controlling blood sugar levels, failing to address the root cause of insulin resistance. Consequently, merely controlling blood sugar levels does not effectively treat the disease, allowing it to continue progressing. Research conducted about 5 years ago revealed that managing blood sugar levels, whether well or poorly controlled, does not significantly impact the occurrence of complications associated with diabetes. Heart disease, strokes, eye disease, and kidney disease persist regardless of blood sugar control. This further emphasizes the importance of treating the root cause rather than the symptoms. Treating symptoms alone may provide temporary relief, similar to taking Tylenol for an infection, which may temporarily alleviate symptoms but does not cure the underlying condition. In the case of diabetes, the core issue lies in addressing insulin resistance, rather than solely focusing on blood sugar levels. While blood sugar control becomes crucial at a certain point, it is not the primary concern in managing the disease. Understanding and treating insulin resistance is key. However, as the exact causes of insulin resistance remain unclear, current treatments like metformin, GLP, and insulin primarily target blood sugar levels. Thus, the central question remains: what factors contribute to insulin resistance, and how does it manifest in the body? In the normal physiological process, insulin functions by reducing blood sugar levels. When you consume food, your blood sugar rises, triggering the release of insulin, which transports the sugar from the blood to the body tissues. This is a natural and expected occurrence. However, when insulin resistance develops, the effectiveness of insulin is compromised. Consequently, the body compensates by increasing insulin production to sufficiently clear the sugar from the bloodstream. Paradoxically, the elevated insulin levels are a result of insulin resistance itself. Understanding the underlying cause of insulin resistance is crucial for its effective treatment. It is intriguing to note that insulin itself is responsible for causing insulin resistance. This phenomenon is not unique to insulin but is observed in various biological systems. When exposed to other hormones, drugs, or substances like addictive drugs, alcohol, or tobacco, the body gradually develops resistance, necessitating higher doses to achieve the same effect. Insulin follows a similar pattern. As you increase insulin intake, the body builds resistance, resulting in a detrimental cycle. Higher insulin levels lead to increased resistance, perpetuating the cycle. Consequently, this creates a vicious circle where elevated insulin levels contribute to insulin resistance, leading to even higher insulin levels. Unfortunately, the common treatment approach of using insulin exacerbates the problem rather than resolving it. Although insulin aids in lowering blood sugar, it concurrently elevates insulin resistance, worsening the condition. This counterintuitive outcome highlights the flawed nature of current standard treatments. By using the very substance causing the disease, we cannot expect positive results. The realization that diabetes is not an incurable, progressive condition but rather a reversible one challenges the effectiveness of conventional treatments. Numerous cases have demonstrated the curability of diabetes through interventions like weight loss surgery, gastric banding, or bariatric surgery, which drastically reduce insulin levels and lead to the resolution of diabetes in approximately 90% of individuals. Hence, it is evident that diabetes is a curable disease. Consequently, the logical conclusion is that the current treatment paradigm is entirely incorrect and ineffective, as it perpetuates the root cause of the disease. When considering the treatment of diabetes, several crucial factors come into play. Firstly, it is imperative to recognize that increasing insulin intake does not improve the condition but rather exacerbates it. Similar to treating alcoholism with alcohol, this approach is counterproductive. Secondly, diabetes is primarily a dietary disease, making dietary interventions the key to its treatment. Attempting to address a dietary ailment with pharmaceutical drugs will not yield positive outcomes. Unfortunately, this misguided approach has prevailed for the past 3 decades without producing significant improvements. Furthermore, it is crucial to understand that diabetes is not a chronic progressive disease. It is, in fact, a reversible condition that can be effectively treated when approached correctly. Therefore, understanding the fundamental principles of the disease and implementing appropriate treatments is paramount. At our clinic, we focus on methods to lower insulin levels, with intermittent fasting being one of the simpler and effective approaches. Intermittent fasting has been practiced for thousands of years and is endorsed by various religious traditions for its health benefits. By periodically reducing insulin levels through fasting, the vicious cycle of insulin resistance can be broken, leading to improved health and prevention of resistance development. To illustrate the concept, let's consider how the body stores energy. Energy obtained from food can be stored as sugar or fat. The liver stores sugar as glycogen, which provides readily available short-term energy. However, the liver's glycogen storage capacity is limited. Any excess energy that surpasses the sugar storage capacity is converted into fat, serving as long-term energy storage. While consuming food, insulin instructs the body to store some of the sugar as glycogen and convert the surplus into fat. During periods of not eating, the stored energy is gradually burned off to provide the body with energy. Diabetes can lead to various complications, including heart issues, kidney dysfunction, and eye-related complications. These problems arise due to the detrimental effects of diabetes on organs such as the kidneys and the heart. It is important to acknowledge that addressing the underlying diabetes is crucial in managing these complications. Since diabetes serves as the root cause, neglecting its management can hinder efforts to address kidney, heart, or eye problems effectively. Therefore, prioritizing the care and management of diabetes is essential to mitigate the risk of complications and promote overall well-being. By taking proactive steps to manage blood sugar levels, adopt a healthy lifestyle, and seek appropriate medical guidance, individuals can positively impact their diabetes and potentially reduce the associated complications. The reversal process is occurring due to a shift in the dynamics of insulin levels and insulin resistance. Instead of higher insulin levels contributing to increased resistance as previously observed, we now witness lower insulin levels resulting in reduced resistance. This reversal mechanism essentially flips the cycle in the opposite direction, driving it in reverse. This reversal phenomenon is a key factor contributing to the remarkable effectiveness of the approach. As the disease is treated, there is a noticeable improvement in sugar levels. This can be likened to the effect of antibiotics on a fever. When the underlying disease is addressed, the symptoms diminish, eliminating the need for symptom-specific treatments such as Tylenol. Similarly, in the case of diabetes, treating the disease itself leads to a resolution of high sugar levels since elevated sugars are merely a symptom. Merely addressing the symptoms without treating the root cause will not yield positive outcomes. However, as the disease is treated, the symptoms gradually improve. High blood pressure often accompanies metabolic syndrome, which includes diabetes, weight gain, hypertension, and high cholesterol. These conditions are primarily caused by elevated insulin levels. However, if approached incorrectly, no benefits can be derived from treatment. The key lies in reducing insulin levels, and there are multiple methods to achieve this. One effective approach is intermittent fasting due to its simplicity. Nevertheless, there are various ways to decrease insulin levels since it is the underlying cause. Notably, insulin is responsible for causing diabetes and is also implicated in obesity. These conditions are interconnected because they share a common cause, excessive insulin. Whether the goal is weight loss or managing diabetes, both conditions are characterized by an overabundance of insulin. Understanding this fact is crucial, as it highlights the necessity of reducing insulin levels. Intermittent fasting is one approach, and another is minimizing the consumption of refined carbohydrates, which substantially raise insulin levels. Moreover, Several protective factors exist that mitigate insulin spikes. For instance, a high-fat diet is beneficial, contrary to previous beliefs advocating for low-fat diets. Fat acts as a safeguard by keeping insulin levels in check. Similarly, fiber plays a similar role, and diets rich in fiber can protect against excessive insulin production. Vinegar, commonly found in pickled foods, also exhibits protective properties. Additionally, certain spices like cinnamon and turmeric may contribute to insulin regulation. Some individuals incorporate extracts like bitter melon juice, which may possess natural compounds that aid in protecting against elevated insulin. The primary objective, regardless of the chosen method, remains consistent: to lower insulin levels. This can be accomplished through fasting or adopting low-carbohydrate diets. Concerns often arise regarding high-fat diets and their potential impact on artery clogging. However, this notion contradicts previous teachings and research, which are rooted in the hormonal obesity theory, emphasizing the pivotal role of insulin levels. Insulin levels and insulin resistance create a detrimental cycle involving fructose, carbohydrates, and wheat. Our dietary choices significantly contribute to this cycle by promoting high insulin levels, leading to the obesity and diabetes epidemics. Food processing exacerbates the issue by removing essential components like fat and fiber, which serve as protective factors against excessive insulin production. Consequently, combating high insulin levels becomes crucial, as they not only contribute to weight gain and diabetes but also increase the risk of heart disease, cancer, and other related conditions.